Hello, and welcome back. It has been a very long time. I know a couple of episodes just came out. Here's the thing. Those were recorded last year. Those were recorded in a batch in anticipation of me getting very busy last fall, which I did get very busy last fall. So busy, in fact, that I never got around to editing or uploading them. I then got very busy last winter, moving once, working a few jobs here and there, and then I got very busy again at the beginning of this year, spring of this year, I guess, moving once again, starting a new job all the way across the country. I went from Florida to Connecticut, and now I'm all the way out in Southern California. Very exciting stuff. In all of that, hectic moving and new jobs, many new jobs. A lot has happened, and unfortunately, some of the episodes that I recorded in that original batch got lost. So, there's a bit of a continuity error here. And as you may have already noticed, some things are different here with our good friend Kithri. It's winter now, instead of the end of fall. You didn't miss too many days, so don't worry, but a lot did happen in those days. I think we may have gotten some additional promotions. We're now a cat video creator, making $56 an hour. This is our work schedule. These are our tasks. We have some errands. I have no idea what errands we were working on before, but these are the ones that we're doing right now. Things around the house have changed a lot. Some of it's still the same. We still have our trusty laptop, but we do have this new desk and chair because I went ahead and we finally got enough money to get the video editing station, and I believe we have a couple of videos that we have uploaded. So we're getting some passive income from that now, which has been really helpful and allowed us to make some small improvements, including getting the guitar that I have always been wanting us to get. So Kithri can start practicing the guitar. I also picked up a little crochet box, which unfortunately is a little bit hard for us right now because we don't have a llama, and so we're very limited on llama wool. Let's see. We still have our little chamomile growing. We do now have, don't look outside just yet, we now have a little tea maker, which, if I remember correctly, and it's been a while, so bear with me, if I remember correctly, I bought this because once you upgrade it to, I think, add the infuser, which is gonna be a minute, and I didn't realize it needed an upgrade to do this. I thought it could just do it anyway. Once you add the infuser, these different teas that you can brew, I believe, will give you emotional auras, and we had a job task that we needed to do like an angry video, I think, and I don't even know if any of these will get you angry, but I was just trying to find different ways to influence Kithri's mood. Another thing that is not in the game, or not in the house directly, oh, I moved this, apparently. I don't remember doing that, but apparently this scratching post is now in the kitchen instead of the living room. A game feature. The game has been updated many times. There's been a couple of new packs and things that have been added. Some I have, some I don't. But one core feature of the game that has been added is there's been a lot more gender options that have been added in the game, including how your character presents themselves, what sort of clothes they tend to favor, as well as what gender of Sims they're interested in, as well as pronouns. So I haven't really talked on this much because there hasn't been a way to express it in game necessarily, but Kithri is actually, I'm gonna say gender fluid. I've been toying with the idea of gender fluid or non-binary. Maybe Kithri themselves doesn't know, but I actually have always intended, and I've been very bad about this myself, but I've always intended Kithri's pronouns to be they, them, or she, them, which unfortunately is not an option in the game. I wish they would add that, but just adding they, them is a step, and I will accept that. So yes, Kithri is now going by they, them, and we're just going to say that that's part of their young adulthood and figuring out who they are and how they identify. So I'm going to try and be better about it in videos. Again, technically, I think that Kithri is going to go by she, they, but probably preferring they, them pronouns. So that's just a little aside there. Nothing has changed with our pond. Over here, it's a little bit dark. Let me throw us into build mode so that we can get a little bit of daylight, since it is apparently the middle of the night. Whenever my options load, here we go. We still have our crop plot. We are growing some pumpkins that seem to be doing pretty well. As you can see, several of our crops have gone out of season now that it is suddenly winter, and we'll need to update our farm. I turned this tree around because I discovered that it's got this cute little fairy door in it that somehow I never noticed before. So we've turned the tree around so we can see the fairy door. Skipping over for a minute, over here we have our rabbit still, and now we have the bird tree actually. We've done a little bit of work with the wild birds, enough to unlock getting the flock of birds tree, but we haven't done too much with them, so you didn't miss much there. Our chickens, we still have Buttercup and T-Rex, and T-Rex for some reason still has not grown up. I think that he may be severely glitched. So I think I may try and reset him, and if that doesn't work, I think we may just buy a rooster and maybe another hen or two. Over here, the big change, we now have a barn, and it's been a minute, but if I remember correctly, I believe we have adopted a cow, which was a difficult decision, but I believe we have a cow, and I'm kind of regretting it because if I remember correctly, I believe we have an inordinate amount of milk now. This cow produces just gallons of it. If we can look in the refrigerator. And we have no wool, which means that because of the lot we're on, oh man, maybe I haven't put it in the fridge. That's irresponsible. Oh, here it is. So we have 6 bottles of milk, and I'm pretty sure the cow gives us 6 bottles of milk every day. What is this? Oh, fertilizer. I'm pretty sure the cow gives us 6 bottles of milk every day, so we have quite a bit of milk. I may try and Jenga another barn. I literally don't know if it's possible. I think I've looked into it a little bit before. So yeah, that is where things stand. With our Kithri and with our little Bean. Not much has changed with Bean. We still don't have any little kittens, but Bean is kicking around being a little cat. A quick aside, since it has been basically a year since the last time that I recorded this, real life Bean is also, she's not in the room with me. I was looking to see if she was in her little tree. Real life Bean is also a pretty much full grown kitty cat. She's running around loving the new place. A lot more space for her and for me, which is nice. So yeah, I think that about catches us up. We are still working on the country caretaker, which we just have to get a perfect oversized crop. We're working on our job. We're doing a lot better. We got a couple of days off so we can work on things around the farm, which is really great, since we're going to have to redo some of our crops and whatnot. I'll have to decide. I usually like to store my crops. So if you don't know this, little fun fact. So you can uproot the plant and that'll get rid of the bush, and it'll clear up the space. And then when the next season comes around that it's good for, you can replant it. But you'll have to replant it from a fruit. So in theory, anything that we've harvested should be of good quality. Wow, our raspberries are magnificent. Where do our raspberries live? Can I find them in a timely fashion? There they are. Oh, they're perfect quality. Yeah. So we managed to get our raspberries up to perfect quality. Our elderberries are pretty high. So if we regrow them from these berries that we've grown, they will grow. They'll start the plant at that higher quality, I believe. Or what you can actually do, that I think I am going to do, is you can kind of cheat it a little bit. This is definitely not how it works in real life. But The Sims is for suspension of disbelief. You can actually, these are items, and you can move them around, and you can put them in your inventory. So I can, wow, I didn't realize I had so many posters. Or a random chocoberry. And a lamp. I don't remember where I got any of these things. We'll put the chocoberry, hello? Oh, there we go. I have to remember how to control things. We'll put the chocoberry on the counter and stick it in our inventory, and we should put this... Oh, I bet I bought this at the flea market in the city. Let's put this cute little lamp in. Yeah, I guess we'll put it there. I really like the little sunflower pattern, but I don't love the pink. Perfect. The yellow is cute. I feel like the yellow goes best. I did like the blue, but I think that the wood goes well. Anyway, sorry. So distracted. Anyway, so I think we are going to pop these plants into our inventory. And I'm really annoyed with how dark it is. Usually I try not to start in the middle of the night. Yeah, and so this way, whenever whenever summer or fall or spring or whenever these plants come into season next, whenever that rolls around, we can just pop them right back into the ground. And if we decide we don't want to grow them again, then we can sell them. You don't get that much for the bush itself, so I don't feel too bad about it. We could theoretically put this tree away, our little apple tree, since it is out of season, but I don't know that we have any more tree crops anyway. And I kind of like keeping the trees around, because I think they're cute. So yeah, now we're all tidied up in our crop fields, and we can look at some of the other things that we can grow that are in our inventory. But before we do that, I think that wow, I totally forgot I put this cute little fern in here. Before we do that, I think that I am going to take a minute to tidy up our lot. I don't know if you guys remember, because this was a while ago, but I put myself a sort of Stardew Valley-esque challenge that we have all of these... Oh, bunny! 2 bunnies! We're gonna have to introduce ourselves to these wild rabbits. You know, I don't know if we've seen Chips in a minute. I found out recently that these wild rabbits do age, just like the pets in The Sims, and they can die of old age, so it's possible that Chips died at some point while we were not paying attention, and that makes me very sad. Sorry, easily distracted. I put myself a Stardew Valley-esque task that we have all of these, like, dried grasses, and, like, these creeping thorns, and, like, this dried rose bush over here. I don't know what this is, this pile of sticks. Oh, it's just an unkempt shrub that is dyed because it's winter. But we've got all of these little scraggly, scruffy looking plants, and I've put myself this challenge that we have to expend some energy, or in the case of The Sims, a little bit of money to clear these out. So I think we've got a bit of money, we're doing a bit better on our job. I think I'm gonna take a minute, and I'm just gonna kind of clean up a little bit. You know? We're just gonna see how much we can clear things away, and we're gonna try and make our place look nicer, and maybe once spring comes, we'll plant some nice plants like these little green ferns and stuff like that. Before I do that though, since I'll just do that off camera, I did also want to say one more thing before we jump into like proper gameplay. And I know I'm talking a lot, it will not be this much in the future. I promise. So I was also looking at our friend Kithri here. So I put the lifespans to long because I'm very attached. Kithri, they have 53 days until they are going to become an adult. Their birthday is gonna come up in spring. It's maybe slightly different from what it was originally. I don't know if we went and looked at it. Some weird things happened, and somehow her lifespan got reset back to normal, so I put it back out to long. So their birthday may have moved, unclear. Also, I have the werewolf pack, so you can see the moon phases. Maybe we'll play with that later. But Kithri here is going to be aging up into an adult come the end of spring, which is a good long ways away, thankfully. But it does mean that we need to start, especially once we get into spring, we need to start thinking about continuing the family, shall we say. I don't want this series to end with just Kithri, as much as I love them. But I think we need to start thinking about, now that we're getting a little bit more settled in our little cottage and a bit more settled into our career, what does Kithri want in terms of love? Is Kithri interested in dating at all? Does Kithri want a partner? I currently have it set, and I believe that this is true, that Kithri is interested in both men and women. I don't think that Kithri really has a preference, but I don't know that Kithri is really romantically interested in anyone at all. I haven't really gotten that indication from them yet. But I also think that's because we haven't been, like, out just socializing quite enough. So yeah, we're going to have to put some thought into if Kithri wants a partner or not. And if Kithri doesn't want a partner, we'll have to put some thought into how Kithri wants to go about the next generation. I'm a big fan of the adoption feature in the game, both for animals and for children. And part of me thinks that Kithri may just want to be a single parent, adopting maybe not a baby, but a toddler or a kid, and just sort of going from there. Maybe just to get some help on the farm even, here at our little cottage. But yeah, so that's something we're going to have to think about moving forward. If you have any thoughts, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'm definitely open to hearing suggestions. But with that, I am going to do a little bit of quick tidying, and I will see you on the other side. Alright, welcome back. It didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to, but we've cleared out this space quite a bit. Went ahead and left a few things in because I realized that they're little daisies and little wildflowers that once spring comes will actually bloom really nicely. We didn't get to this side of the house or the back of the house, unfortunately, at least not yet. But that is just something that we can look forward to moving forward. Yeah. Otherwise, I think that this area is looking a lot cleaner and nicer. I did some thinking as well about what the future might hold. I've been doing a lot of thinking about the future here for Kithri. Let's go ahead and have some gameplay here at 4 in the morning. Let's see, I'll tell you what I've been thinking. Share jokes with followers or troll the forums. Let's quick do some social media stuff. We can share jokes with followers. We can update our status. We can share an image. We'll go ahead and have some food, and then we'll put Kithri to bed. Oh, Bean's already at it. Yelling at us. Oh, is she horny again? Oh, she's horny again. Let's see, can we... Oh, look at her rolling around. Maybe we'll quick invite that cat over. That's not the cat. I thought it was a little Japanese bobtail. But it's the only animal that we have friendly, so we'll go invite the cat. Wow, we got 150 followers for that joke. We gained 20 followers from our status. Sorry. Easily distracted as always. I have been doing some thinking about the future of Kithri and what we want for them. Especially with this being a legacy, we're going to have at least one child to carry the legacy on. I've been thinking about what the best way to go about that is. This lot is very tiny. That's part of why I picked it, actually. I liked the idea of just having a small little lot, something simple to start us out. something that would hopefully be easy for us to manage, relatively speaking. And I think that this has done that for us, which I think is great. But now that Kithri's getting a little bit older, I got really scared when I logged into the game today. Oh my god, hold on, I just noticed something. Okay, you can't see anything here, that was just the lantern. But if you come over here, T-Rex, what are you doing outside of the coop? You can see Buttercup is here in the little coop sleeping, which is really, really cute. How much are chickens again? I am so sorry. I get so easily distracted by everything. How do you create animal treats? How do you... Wait. Clean coop. How do you get... Purchase chickens? Wow, I'm so blind. 150, so 200 for a full-grown rooster. I don't know what kind of rooster we want. I do think we want to get maybe one of each more hen, but that'll be, or maybe some more hen chicks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That'll be for whenever we get paid next. That'll be something to think about. Eat food. Well, we can definitely do that. That's so funny. I think they changed the whims. We're definitely gonna eat some food. Ninja is sleeping. That's okay. We'll just spend some time with our cat. Been thinking about the future. Back on track. Sorry. I'm just the worst. Thinking about what I want to do, what Kithri wants to do, how we want to move forward with Kithri's life. So, miso ramen, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, the chamomile's ready to harvest. Interesting. This lot is very small. Focus. This lot is very small, and it would be quite difficult to try and raise a child here as of right now. I don't know that this is going to be the lot that we stay at. I initially, when I went into this, I had a couple of ideas. There's a couple of empty lots. There's a couple of lots that I made empty by just like kicking people out, kicking various Sims out of their homes, because I wanted to make sure. Is this Chips? It is Chips. Oh, and he's helping us with the garden. Okay. Oh, I guess it's morning. This is our lovely cow, by the way. This is Daisy, who you guys have not yet had the chance to meet. And I think I probably need to feed the chickens. Since it seems like everybody is getting up, even though Kithri has not yet had a chance to go to sleep. But I think I'm going to send her to sleep, because I have spent most of this episode rambling. Once they have eaten, I think I'm going to send them to sleep, and we will pick up in the next episode, and hopefully actually get some things accomplished here at the farm. This house is very small. Back to what I've been trying to say. I've had a few ideas. There's a couple of lots in a different neighborhood. There is a massive undeveloped lot. It comes that way. And that was sort of my original plan, was that we were going to work up to this massive undeveloped lot. We were going to build a big old farmhouse, have a big pond, do some fishing, that sort of thing. Go ahead and clean up and then get yourself to sleep. Oh, I just noticed that knitting thing. Quick aside, I think Kithri also has the knitting. So now they can knit and they can cross stitch when they want to. So my original plan was to work up to that big lot, but the more time that I spend on this lot and the more time I spend with Kithri, the more I think that maybe that's not necessarily for them. I hear there's a bud. I hear, Kithri, I've been building a shrine to you. If you could send me some locks of your hair. Oh, right, we have that public phone number. I'm just going to pause it so nothing else weird happens that gets me distracted. The more time that I spend with Kithri and the more time that I spend on this cute little lot, the more I really fall in love with our cozy little cottage. Originally, I was thinking, that we should expand, that we should find a bigger place so that we can get a bigger barn. And ultimately, what it has come down to for me, sorry, not a bigger barn, a second barn, because I would like to have a cow and a llama. And what it has sort of come down to me is trying to figure out how we can have a home that has 2 barns and the chicken coop. That has sort of been the goal. And, keep these guys, but these guys are pretty small. This lot, as you can see, is very tiny. Originally thinking moving to the big lot, having a big house, having some kids, having a partner. But I don't know if that's really what Kithri is interested in. I don't know if they have... Oh my god, we're freaked out from the obsessed fan. I don't know if we have any lifestyles unlocked yet. I can't remember. We don't. So we don't have any lifestyles yet, so it's unclear if Kithri is single and loving it. There's one about dating, I think. There's also just like outdoors and adventurous things that I think are all lifestyles that we can explore. There is another house in this neighborhood that I bet we can go find. Yes, this house. This house is also super cute. If you also have The Sims and you also have this lot, you may have noticed that it's a little bit different. There's a pond out front that wasn't there before. There's a tree out front. This may have been how I discovered that there's doors in the trees. There's 2 little barns. There's actually not... oh, yeah, there is. I was like, there's not a chicken coop. There is a chicken coop. There's a little fenced-in chicken coop back here. There's a big pond in the back with a fishing sign in it even. There's the crop plots, there's lots of nice trees and things, and there's this, as you can see, much bigger house that looks very empty. We can't go inside because we're not living here, but we can kind of peek in the windows, and we might be able to notice that the house looks very empty on the inside. If you're familiar with this lot, you may notice that the floor plan is a little bit different. Just a sneak peek. Shh. So my next thought had been that maybe we'll just move. I also really fell in love with this neighborhood. I really love how natural it is. I love how wild it is. I love all of these little things that we haven't even noticed. This little picnic spot with the trees, the lights in the trees, and I love the little ruins, and I love having the little fishing spot right next to our home. I'm so completely lost. What on earth? Oh, this is like the campground. I totally forgot this was here. See, there's so many things in this neighborhood that we haven't even explored yet, and I love having the creature keeper nearby. I'm so lost. Oh, there we go. So there's the little fishing spot that we haven't used nearly as much as I would like to, but maybe in the winter we'll sort of pull back on the crops and we'll do a bit more fishing and things of that nature. And somewhere over here, there it is, there's the creature keeper, who I also haven't interacted with nearly as much as I would like to. So I decided that I don't think I want to move Kithri, at least, out to that other neighborhood. I think I want Kithri, and I think Kithri wants to stay here in this particular part of Henford on Bagley. So I designed, modified, it mostly is the same. Oh god, where is it? There it is. I modified this house to make it a little bit more suitable for expansion, as well as looking at some of the needs that the wants that I have and Kithri has moving forward. The 2 barns, still having the coop, having crop spots here. I went ahead and I redesigned the interior a little bit. I took out all the furniture, so it's just like a house that you would move into. It's got walls, but it doesn't have any furniture or anything like that. And so we would take our furniture from the old house and we would move out here eventually. That was my next plan. And then I came back here and I did this little tidy up. And while I was doing this little tidy up, I was looking around, and as I was doing our tour, since it's been so long since I've been here and you've been here and we've all been here, and I was looking at it and it's really cute. I kind of really love our little wonky tiny pond that was the first pond that I had made. And it looks a little silly and it's full of algae, but it's got our little bunnies. And it's got our silly little chickens and our big cow. That's rude. She's a perfectly normal-sized cow. But it's got our little tree with the door in it that I didn't even realize had a door in it. And I was doing a little bit of thinking about how the house could be expanded. And we can always add a basement. That's very easy. And now that The Sims has ladders, it's even easier on a tiny floor plan like this. And with the spiral staircases and stuff like that that you can build now, it's definitely very possible, I think, to build a basement. But I was also thinking about how we can maybe expand upwards and outwards. And I was doing some thinking while I was tidying up the lot, and I actually think I have some ideas. We're gonna need a lot of money. It's gonna be some pretty serious renovations, but the more I was thinking about it, the more I really want to try and stay on this lot, if at all possible. And I'm still gonna have to do some thinking about it for sure. But yeah, I think that Kithri wants to stay, at least for now. Maybe we'll hit adulthood and we'll find a partner, or we'll get a kid and it'll just start to feel too cramped. I don't know. We're gonna kind of play it by ear, but for now, the plan is to try and stay here, because I've really grown attached to this little cottage, and I want to try and make it a home for Kithri and for any people that they decide to welcome into their life in the future. And I have some ideas on how we can do that, and it definitely needs a lot of work. I have some ideas already for some simple things that we can do inside without really changing very much of anything. And I think Kithri's gonna spend the winter really thinking about how they want their life to go moving forward. I feel like I've been very career focused recently, just trying to get a little bit of stability. But I feel like maybe we've achieved that, and it's been a while since I've played, so maybe we haven't achieved it as much as I thought we had, but we've already gotten a lot of the things that I was really hoping we could work towards. The video desk, the guitar, simple as that. Even little things like the cross stitch and the knitting, and big things like getting the barn and the video desk. We've come a really long way from where we started, and I think that Kithri and I am getting very invested in this little cottage of ours. So I think we're going to try and make it work. And now that I have sufficiently rambled long enough, I think that is going to have to do it. I know this wasn't a very exciting episode. I just wanted to get you all caught up on where we are and talk a little bit about where we might be going in the future and what sort of things are going through my head. But that is definitely going to have to do it for this one, because I have talked way too long. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see where we go from here with Kithri and with little Bean, hopefully get some little Bean kittens running around, that would be really cute. If you want to see where we go with all of this, and Daisy and Buttercup and little T-Rex if he ever grows up, make sure to subscribe so you can catch the next one. But until next time, bye-bye.